I
Okay.
would ask them about that.
Okay. Well, I mean,
But it
what?
looks like you're off the air now, though. So
What?
yeah, I think the stream's dead.
Are you kidding me?
No.
Really? Here, let me just. I'm going back on.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay, I just now created another one, and I'm going on air right now. Let me see. Um, my son is running around. It's saying duplicate streaming key.
I think you're back now.
Okay, yeah, I'm going live now. Yeah, it
Think
should
it-
be working now. I apologize for all of the mishaps. Um,
Mhm.
this is just, it started off okay, but now it's just going all wrong. But anyway, caller, go ahead and tell me what I'm streaming now. Go ahead and did you have a question for me? I know you were telling me to contact Cox again and see if they can, dig up and see if there's a problem with like the I guess the cables or the wiring or whatever.
Sometimes rats get into there and like nibble on it. You can kind of chew through it through the cables.
Oh, well, I don't know. I have no idea if there's rats. I've never
Or
seen
like
a single rat as long as I've lived here.
you have like mole holes in your yard.
No, I haven't seen a mole hole or a gopher hole or a rat hole either.
Yeah, I mean, I'd ask Cox about getting in those holes. Like, I hear Cox can be a big pain, but like big Cox can be a big pain. But I would ask him to come lay down some more pipe in those holes and see if that will fix the issue.
Well, like I said, I haven't seen any, you know, uh, disturbed looking parts of the ground. But
Right.
I mean, there's it's fairly suburban around here, and there's lots of concrete and asphalt and grass and stuff like that, and so I'd be surprised if we had gophers getting down there, but maybe I mean that
Yeah,
could be it because
sometimes.
I
Yeah.
pay for decent internet, and so there's no
Right.
excuse that during the 9/11 stream that it should be that it should be going dark on me.
Right. I hate to say it, but I kind of have a feeling there might be some sort of malicious intent on Cox's side. Maybe they're kind of anti-American. We're having a 9/11 memorial stream, and it happens right in the middle of it. Is that a coincidence? I'm starting to think maybe not. They have
Yeah,
an
it did
agenda.
happen literally right when I was about to start the discussion.
So, I mean, Satan has his agents in this world, and they might be working against you.
I can only say that it wouldn't ever even surprise me if that were, the case. I I I'm not surprised by many things anymore. So, thank you for your call and giving me, a tip about Cox and about maybe switching my
Yeah, never
internet
forget.
service provider. Pardon me, caller?
I just say never forget. We must never forget. We all made that oath, and I'm never going to. So I hope you never do, and all the watchers never forget as well. So
Right. No one will ever forget. And like I was saying, that's why that's why they have the number 911 for any emergency. It's because it's so
I
ingrained in our
know they
mind.
remind us of that.
Yeah, it's so ingrained in our mind that, you know what I mean? So, anyway,
Just so we don't forget it. Honestly,
pardon?
it's so we don't forget it, because we're never supposed to forget.
Right. That's right. And so that's a good point, caller. Well, thank you for your call, and we're going to move on. So thank you.
Well, keep up the good work.
Hello, caller. You're on the air with C. Kimball. I'm sorry for all the technical, difficulties, but I'm still here, and I'm wanting to talk about, the good submissions that were submitted, not the negative ones. Talk about maybe remember 9/11 together.
Hello?
Hello?
Hey, is this Carson?
This is Carson Owen Kimball.
Okay.
Yeah, you're on the
Sorry,
air right
my
now.
audio wasn't working for a second. My microphone was muted.
Oh, okay.
I actually wanted to talk about the 9/11 incident. I had a friend with a family member who knew someone who was on the plane. It was their uncle. And at that time, he said, Allahu Akbar.
Do you see the power of rap? Like,
He said, Allahu
there,
Akbar.
people who listen to rap think that it's funny to call in and have anti-American rap playing during a phone call. So you're just driving
your
my
own
point
stream.
forward every time you guys do something stupid
No,
like that.
I'm just watching your stream live on my TV. It's just delayed.
Oh, no,
I just muted it.
caller, I wasn't talking to you. I was talking about the previous caller. But anyway, go ahead. I'm ready
my
for
bad.
any comments or questions you might have about 9/11, or even a comment on the actual earnest submissions that were shown tonight.
Okay. Yeah, I just had a comment. Basically, I was just going to say you and Brett went through a lot of filth, and I respect his decision to go off the grid, But I also respect your decision to continue to do what you do and put up with all this filth, and just there's a lot of support out there. And I just wanted to leave that comment. And I
Thank
also
you.
had a suggestion.
Thank you. I appreciate
And
that.
then, I just have a quick suggestion as well.
Go ahead.
So it's nothing big, but just like on the bottom of the screen when you're live, you just can't really see the last three numbers. So maybe you just need to add the shadow back. And then also I would just maybe change the background color so it's not so close to white, just to make things a little easier to read for people. But this is a suggestion.
Oh, okay. Well, wonderful. Thank you for that suggestion. I used to have a blue one, but I got lots of complaints about it in the emails saying that it was offensive because it reminded them of police.
Okay.
So
No, understandable.
I changed it to a kind of like a banana cream color.
Yeah. Or alternatively, you could like make the text black so it's like contrasts a little more with the cream. Anyways, I'm just giving a suggestion just so it's a little more legible.
Okay, well,
It's just a
wonderful.
little hard to see, especially the last three letters. They just kind of blend in.
Oh, thank you for that suggestion. Okay, well, wonderful. Thank you, caller.
But we appreciate you.
Thank you. I appreciate
And
appreciate
keep
that.
killing it.
Okay, great.
Keep working through the filth and keeping good spirits.
Thank you so much, caller. All right, well, wonderful. Hello, caller. You're on the air with Carson and Kimball. Welcome to the show.
Niggas want their bitch back, I don't sit track. Run up head, click, clack, right, step back. Baby, I ain't a hot boy, I'm a block boy. Double figure got, make them diddy pop.
Stop. I'm giving this only like one more chance. Hello, caller. You're on the air.
Hey, Carson. Appreciate the show tonight, all the good tributes to 9/11 and everything. It's been awesome to see that. I got two quick questions for you. Where were you on 9/11? Most people say they can remember that. Number one, and number two, how has 9/11 changed your life?
I remember I was sitting at the breakfast nook of the Kimball house. I was just a kid at the time, and I didn't go to public school. I was homeschooled, but I remember my mother was home, and she had the television on, and she was crying hysterically. And I ran over to see what was going on. Mom, are you okay? What's going on? I thought that there was something, maybe got in the house and she was crying and feeling overwhelmed. But no, she was showing me that that these I thought it was the Empire State Building at the time because I was very young and I didn't know much about Manhattan. But she was showing me a plane crashing into these two tall buildings, and just these buildings just seeming to explode afterward. After they were crashing into, they just seemed like they were exploding at the same time. And I remember she said, "That's our country. People are attacking us." And I remember that I spent a few hours doing this duck and cover drill that my brothers and I were taught by my mom, during homeschool, and we were ducking and covering under like the breakfast nook and the tables and stuff for several hours. And I remember just wanting to move so bad. And we had to do that until my dad came home.
Yeah, that sounds scary for a young person.
It was very terrifying, but I also really wanted to move, but my mother would not let us move. But she was walking around, and I was scared for her, but I was also confused why she wasn't ducking and covering too. And we were down there for what must have been like 5 to 6 hours.
Gotcha. How would you say you feel like 9/11 has changed your life in any way? Anything you can think of, like from a significant
Well, I've had to
like,
call the police before, and I mean, obviously, it made it so I had to type in 911. And how else has it affected my life? Well, it's made me understand that evil can strike at any moment. I mean, 9/11, our own personal 9/11s happen sometimes. Someone might come into our life and come in, like a wrecking ball and smash into our tower, and there's many ways that they can do that.
That's very true. Hey, just to give a quick little answer those questions for myself or and for the audience. So I was actually on my mission when that happened. And
wow, you must be you must be in your 40s then.
I am. You are correct. So I was in California at the time, and we were getting ready for the day. And all of a sudden, the husband of the family that we lived in, he came over to our door, and we shared like a house together, and he knocked and said, "Hey, you guys need to come see this." And so we went over and we started watching the news with him, and we actually saw the second plane hit live. Like I was already just dumbfounded by what I was seeing, and then when the second one hit, I was like, "Oh my goodness! Like I can't believe I'm seeing this." So, one of the things you never forget where you're at when it happened. I remember that day because I was on the West Coast, and actually I'm from the East Coast, and so I said, you know what, my family is relatively close to that area where all this stuff is going on, like, not just the Twin Towers, but like the Pentagon, the one plane that they tried to hijack that ended up crashing in Pennsylvania and all that. I actually called home to my mom. I spoke to her probably for about just 5 minutes. Saying, I'm just checking, making sure you guys are safe, okay, whatever. And well, she was, and I was grateful for that. And yeah, Texan says I broke the mission rules for watching TV. I did. I confess. I broke them by calling home too, but I felt like for that specific occasion it was okay. But, one thing, the way it changed my life, I had already been kind of thinking while I was on my mission to maybe join the military after I got out of my mission, and that just helped motivate me even more. It was around that time period when a lot of guys were joining the military specifically because of that incident that happened. And so I did. I joined the Army when I got back, and spent 8 total years in. So that's definitely a life-changing decision right there to do that. And I would say blessings have come in my life from that, making that decision. But so that I think maybe in some ways, if we can kind of twist, something bad that happened, and maybe find some sort of good blessings out of it. That's at least one example right there. So hopefully, there's other examples, of course, out there in society as well, of people rising up to do their part to kind of combat against that. But anyway, I just wanted to share that and just kind of get your thoughts as well, and have us, share your experience with us about what happened with you on that day. So appreciate it, Carson. Thank you very much.
Yeah, you're welcome. Anyway, thank you for your call.
Yeah, thank you. You take care. Have a good evening.
Well, wonderful. I think that's it for the evening. I think we're just going to go ahead and wrap it up. There's not very many viewers anymore because the stream crashed. But anyway, thank you, everybody.
Oh, Carson.
For the calls that you've had. Hello?
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 Hey, Carson. I think
when I'm done fucking, when it's done, she gets sent home. Drop a op in the pop, get him sick. I'm city boy, I gotta put that shit on. Catch me out of town, ass with a couple racks on me in a bag. Niggas real broke, but they act rich. And get to that point if you don't stack shit.
Why is
He's on my hoodie, Gucci, BTSM, bitch, we on some movie shit.
Sorry, everyone, I have to unplug my computer because my mouse is dead.
You got some stamina. Gotta know you're not shit, and if you're not